Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, I have a first impression review and comparison video on the new Anastasia Master Palette by Mario. I'm going to be comparing this with the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which is my baby. So I'm going to start off by doing a tutorial with this on the eyes first, just like a first impression on it. And then I'll give you guys swatches of this palette compared to this one and let you guys know my thoughts and which one I prefer. So hopefully this video will help you out if you're kind of deciding between the two palettes. So hope you enjoy the video, and if you want to see a tutorial, review, and comparison of the two palettes, then just keep watching. Okay, so my lids are primed. I just used the NYX Eyeshadow Base and I went ahead and set that with a powder. So this is what the palette looks like. I'm sure all you guys have seen this all over Instagram. It is gorgeous. I love the packaging. It's very standard, just like all the other Anastasia palettes. So this is what the colors look like. I have not even swatched them, played with them at all. I just took the plastic off of it. It is gorgeous. You can see there are a lot of shimmers in it, which I wish there were more mattes just by looking at it, but the colors are still really beautiful. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here, which is Isabelle. And I'm just going to be applying that right into my crease to start off. I'm going to be using actually the brush that comes with the palettes. I love the brushes that come in all the Anastasia palettes. I think it's a really decent blending brush. I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to focus that right into my crease. Oh, so pigmented, like, yes. I'm honestly not really surprised that this palette is pigmented because all of Anastasia palettes that I've tried are just absolutely amazing, and this orange shade though is gorgeous. Let me zoom you in a little bit more. I feel like I'm a little too far away. I think that's better. Okay. So this is literally the perfect orange color. Like I love warm colors in the crease. Oh, I love this shade already. Like, look at that. I am building this color up actually because I want this look to be really warm and intense. I'm feeling it today because it's officially fall. And it's October, so like, why not? Once I have that, I'm going to be taking a flat shader brush. This one is the Sigma E55. And I'm going to go in with the shade Kim, which is like a really pretty bronzy peachy rose gold shade. I'm just going to apply that all over my lid. I always spray my brush with some sort of spray before applying any shadows, whether they're drugstore or high-end. If you watch my tutorials, you know I always do that, but for the sake of this first impression, I'm going to see how it looks just without any spray. Ooh, very, very pretty. So really gorgeous bronzy color. I wonder if I do spray my brush, if it'll be a little bit more metallic. We'll see. I'm going to use the NYX First Base Primer Spray just to go ahead and spray my brush. I always dip my shadow. I always dip my brush into the shadow first, and then I spray my brush. So it makes it a little bit more metallic, but I think I want something a little bit lighter on the lid, so I'm probably going to go over top of that with a different shade. I think I want to make that a little bit lighter, so I'm going to take the color right here, which is Fifth Avenue, and I'm just going to be applying that directly right over top of the shade I just applied, which was Kim. I want it to be a little bit lighter, but I still want it to be bronze, you know what I mean? So I feel like the combo of this is really pretty. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. I'm using a blending brush. This one's from Live and Breathe Beauty. You can find it at Walmart, and I'm just going to blend out those edges. I'm going in with a Studio Tools dual-ended brush. It comes with a fluffy side, and then it comes with a flat shader side. I'm going to take the fluffy side, and I'm going to go in with the color Violetta or Violetta. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it's a really gorgeous, like, brick brown reddish color. I'm going to take that and apply that on the outer part of my crease to deepen it up a little bit. Really trying to focus it mainly just like on the outer part. And do some more blending, of course. Picking up the shade Hollywood, I'm going to be using that just to highlight my brow bone. Oh, this one's really, really buttery. Just by dipping my brush. Oh, this is pretty. I actually should use that color on the lid. It's a little bit too yellowy for my brow bone. Yeah, it's a little the other one was a little bit too white. Okay, rewind. I'm gonna be using Fifth Avenue for the brow bone, and then I'm gonna use this color right here, Hollywood, that I was just using, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the lid because, like I said, I wanted that to pop a little bit more. It's a really pretty color, and don't worry, I'm gonna blend this out. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do my winged liner. I'm using the NYX Matte Black Eyeliner, so I'm gonna just do that. And just tight line my waterline. That's why my eyes are a little bit watery. So I went ahead and just popped on some lashes, and my liner came out a lot thicker than expected because what I did after I popped on the lashes, I decided I wanted more of a lighter pop of color on the lid. So I took the shade Hollywood right here with my finger and I dabbed it on, so my eyeliner got a little bit like ashy looking, so I went over top of it and then I messed up. So yeah, my liner looks jagged and super thick, but we're gonna move past it. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, my face makeup and everything. I really want this video to be focused on the shadows, so if you guys are interested in the products that I'm using, I'll leave those listed below. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go finish up the face. Alright, so I just went ahead and I actually cream contoured today and highlighted, so I didn't actually set it. The only thing that I did was just set my under eyes and like the high points of my face with the NYX HD Powder in the shade Banana. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish up my bronzer, blush, and highlight on camera because why not? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Contour Palette, and this one's in the shade Caramel Toffee. I'm going to be using the bronze color right here. And today I'm going to be using this angled brush. I just had it, where are you? Right here, from the Up and Up brand from Target, and I'm going to use that to set the contour. Alright, so for my cheeks, I'm using the City Color Timeless Beauty Palette. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Let me try not to blind you. But that's what it looks like, and I'm going to be using this color right here on the end because it's like perfect with the eyes. It's like a peachy coral color. I'm going to use a Wet n Wild stippling brush to apply that. This palette is also, oh my goodness, so pigmented, it's like not even funny. Whoa, that's a lot of blush. We're going to blend that out. Then to highlight, I'm still gonna use my favorite highlighter, Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. I'm still obsessed with this highlighter. I figured I would use something gold today because, you know, with my eyes being like orange and warm, why not? So I'm gonna use a stippling brush from e.l.f. This is the small stippling brush, just to pop that into the tops of my cheekbones. Of course, I have to finish up my lower lashes. I'm first going in with the gel pencil liner from Maybelline in the shade Glazed Toffee. It's just a brown liner, and I'm going to line my waterline. Picking up these two colors, I'm going to smudge out that brown liner. And of course, I'm just going to apply some bottom lash mascara. This is the new one from L'Oreal. It's the Voluminous Faline. I think that's how you say it. I'm just going to pop some of that on my lower lashes. Last but not least, for the lips, I'm just going to be taking the Kylie lip liner in the shade Candy K just to line and fill them in. Then to go over top of that, I'm taking the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade Loved. Okay, so this is the completed look. So I actually really love the way that the eyeshadow turned out and everything. Just like definitely a look that I would always go to because you guys know I love my warm neutrals. So now let's get on with the review and comparison of both palettes. So this palette, the new one by Mario, is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love the shades in it. The only thing is, just right off the bat, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of shimmers in here. I wish that they had more matte shades with this palette because personally I love matte shades more than shimmers. I used to be the complete opposite, but now I'm all about matte shades. So, I mean, the shimmers that they do have in here are beautiful. You can see the swatches. They're so buttery and pigmented, and they go on really nice, the ones that I did try so far. But I just want more matte shades in here personally. But if you like shimmers, maybe you'll really like this palette. So another thing I really love, which I mentioned earlier, is the brush. It comes with all the palettes in here. I love the brush. The bristles are really soft, and I tend to use them a lot for my crease, for smudging out shadow on my lower lashes, so the brush comes in handy. I also appreciate how all of her palettes come with mirrors, because when I'm filming tutorials or even when I'm getting ready, I think having a mirror in a palette is just really convenient. So this palette does retail for $42, just like all the other palettes that she came out with. I'm pretty sure they're all like $42. So I like it. I like the packaging, very similar to many other palettes that she has came out with. When you look at the Modern Renaissance palette now, it is a little bit longer, and the packaging on the outside is a little bit different than other palettes that have came out from Anastasia. And you actually get 14 shadows in here, whereas in the traditional palettes, including the Mario palette, you get 12 shadows. So you get more for your money when it comes to this palette. Now, looking at them both, you can see that they are definitely different palettes. I mean, some people might not think so, but for a makeup lover, you can see that these are two completely different palettes. The Modern Renaissance is definitely more warm. It has more oranges and pinks, and this one I would say is definitely more of just a neutral palette with tiny pops of color, because you can see there's a green and there's a blue up there, and there's like gray, there's like orange, there's different types of colors. Another thing that I would say about Anastasia shadows is that with each palette that she comes out with, they're all consistent. So the shimmers, the mattes, they're all super pigmented and creamy, and I love all the palettes that she has ever came out with. I'm obsessed. So the only thing I will say though is that when it comes to which one I would recommend, which one I would personally like repurchase if I had to, definitely the Modern Renaissance palette. Not saying that I don't like this palette, but I think this is very dupeable. The look that I created today, for example, with these shades, I feel like you can create with the Morphe 350 palette or just different palettes that are already out there. It's gorgeous, like I said, but I'm not a huge fan of the fact that there's not a lot of matte shades in it. And I mean, the look that I did, let's get real, it's basic. I don't hate it, but I'm not like obsessed with it. I am obsessed with this palette, the Modern Renaissance. So if it were up to me, like repurchasing a palette or which one I would recommend, I would say go with this one, because first of all, you're getting more for your money, and I feel like the shades in here are very unique. I mean, there's not a lot of palettes, at least in my opinion, that come with like pinks and oranges and stuff like this, and if you love warm neutrals, then you're gonna absolutely love this palette over this one. Plus you get more matte shades in here, but if you like shimmers and you like more neutral colors and you don't really like pinks and oranges, then go with this. I think it's really all about personal preference and what you like. So for me, Modern Renaissance is still my go-to #1 palette. So that is my opinion on the palettes in my review. I hope you enjoyed this video and this makeup tutorial. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know which one you're going to be purchasing. To be honest, when I hit pan on all of these shadows, I'm probably going to repurchase this palette because that's how much I love it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. All details will be listed below. And if you're wondering, by the way, I did order my palette off of the Anastasia website. So yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye!